stay connected.
Hello and good afternoon to everybody. Welcome back to Flight Sim Guy, and it's the Pilotedge I-8 rating today. Last time you left our hero, he was just about to go grab those margaritas and maybe a couple of steaks over at Sailor Jimmy's or whatever it is in Catalina Island. Well, the good news is we survived that ordeal too, and we are on the ground getting ready to do the I-8, which takes us from Catalina down a tech route to the southeast to land at San Diego. Now, I've taken a look at the weather, and it looks like we'll be good enough to do this thing in live weather, and it's a little different than we've seen the last, I don't know, 8 times down here in Southern California. It's actually kind of cloudy today, so we might get some real IMC. So let's talk about what we got to do first, and then we're going to get everything rolling. So here's the deal. The I-8 rating, what is it by the numbers? Non-towered IFR departure. This is what's new. We're not at a towered airport. We've got to get an IFR clearance, but instead of being controlled by the tower out of here, we get a clearance void time, we get off the block ourselves, we contact departure when we're safely up and sort of get in touch with ATC. So a little bit different. Then vectors for the localizer runway 27 approach at KSAN, so we're not flying the entire approach. We'll ask for vectors, and then hold it. Here's the trick. 2 tricks, really. One is the tech route system to file the appropriate route, and they don't give it to you, so we have to get it right. And number 2, descend as low as the procedure allows at each of the crossing fixes rather than staying at the assigned altitude until the bitter end. You will get failed on this if you do not go lower and lower and lower to the practical maximum, the assigned excuse me, the assigned minimum altitude at each of the legs of the approach. So we are flying this a little more real and a little less guided every time. So let's use some of the tools that we know about. So the first thing we got to do is we got to figure out what the actual route is. Let's use SkyVector and talk about that some. So pop open SkyVector here. This is our previous KSAN KAVX. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Forget all this stuff. Okay, we know we're departing from KAVX, so show me that. That's Catalina. And then we're going to KSAN. Not KSAN, by the way. I think I previewed that wrong when we talked last. I thought we were going back to John Wayne. We absolutely are not. We're going to KSAN. I bet you that they catch people doing that. They're just the two letters are just swapped, so it's probably caught a couple of people. So we're going to KSAN. Now, here's the question. How do you find out what the appropriate tech route is? Well, we're going to use two mechanisms. One that I found the NFDC Preferred Routes database. This is part of the FAA's homepage. So the Oregon is AVX is the origin. You don't use the K. And then San Diego route type. You type in tech, and then that should do it. Okay, what do we got here? Origin AVX destination San tech route. There are actually three of them. One of them doesn't apply to us. You can see it says J and M. Those are the wrong aircraft types. There are two that do apply. One is the CSTP-57 and one is the CSTP-56. They both go to XC over the V208, then to OCN, then they split. One goes V23 to MZB, then SAN, and one goes the V165 to SARGS, and then to SAN. Why don't we use a secondary method to figure out what the appropriate route is going to be? I'll pull up the tablet real quick. We'll go to our Documents folder. FAA, Chart Supplement, Tower and Route Control. Alright, so we're going to go Southern California. There's SAN. Now AVX isn't shown in this map, but I guarantee you it's there. So let's go ahead and get rid of the annotations so I'm not wigging you out here. So we're looking for the froms. From AVX. Okay. To SAN. Sane. I don't know what that means. There's also this one here, SAN, but that one's for jets, so we'll say no to that. Anything else go to SAN? Yeah, this one goes to SAN. So it's either going to be the CSTP-56 or the CSTP-57. Now watch this. I'm going to go Edit, Clear All. I'm going to get rid of this plate. Thank you for your help so much on that. KAVX. Okay, I'm going to go KAVX to KSAN, just like that. And then CSTP 57. That wasn't right. Let's try that again. CSTP. Yeah. How did I do this last time? CSTP 56. CSTP 56. Aha! There it goes. Look, it actually fills it in for us. So there's the V2, it goes to SXC Santa Catalina, then the V208, which is how it was described, right? Remember that? It was described here in the documents. The 56 was described as SXC to V208 to OCN on the V23 to MZB. There's the V23, and there's MZB Mission Bay. Okay, now let's alter it to be the CSTP 57. Replace with CSTP 57. And you see what it does there is it does the V165. It doesn't take you to Mission Bay. It takes you to a waypoint called SARGS. I think I want CSTP 56 because we're going to be coming into the 27. We're going to be routing around like this, and so what I don't want to do is hit SARGS and then have to back all the way up. Let's make it easier for our friends in air traffic control to give us less vectors around. We'll use CSTP 56. Replace with CSTP 55. 5Y. Sure, that makes a lot of sense. There you go. There, that's going to be a lot friendlier, I think. Scritchy, scritchy. Clear. Boom. Done. Okay, let's go back to the web browser, and we're going to plug it all in. Havlin, good to see you. Thank you very much. We'll have a safe flight, I guarantee it. We're going to see some sights. We're going to see some clouds. It's going to be great. CSTP 56 is going to be our route. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this right here. We're going to grab SXC like that. We're going to go file a flight plane. IFR, me, Cessna, /G, 115, KAVX, oops, I guess I've got caps lock on. KAVX-KSAN, not KSNA. What's the cruising altitude, by the way? Well, if you look back here, PQ 50, 5,000 feet. That's the altitude. They want 5,000. 5,000. And route of flight is what we got out of the tool. And we're going to just check that and make sure that's exactly right on my document. Is that actually the same? There in the green. SXC to 208 to OCN to V23 to MZB. Yes, it absolutely is correct. Okay, it's a Pilotedge rating flight. We're going for the I-8 today. Filed. Okay, great. I know it feels like a lot. There's a lot we got to take care of, right? Now let's see if this is CSTP 56. Now it doesn't know what that is, so we'll just do this. Nifty. It wasn't me, man. All right, let's talk a little bit about the actual approach, because as you saw in the beginning here, they were talking about people always staying at the cruising altitude all the way till the end. Well, the right way to do this, you can see here, is if the initial approach fix is LIND, it's 5,000 feet, no lower than 5,000 feet. And I'll zoom in so you can see this. Then you can't descend until you hit the initial approach fix, and then the intermediate fix, Vidya Games, then you could go down to 4,000, and then the next one is O'Kane, and that's 3,600, and then to Sighi, oh boy, Sighi, 2,700, and then Rebo, 2,000. Now, again, this is an LOC, this is a LOC approach, it's not an ILS, we don't get a glide slope, it's not a decision height, okay? So the category of minimum decision altitude, minimum descent altitude, MD8, minimum descent altitude, 680 barometric, or 663 above the ground, is for straight in runway 27, which is what we would do. And the idea here is, as soon as you hit the final approach fix at Rebo at a speed of 90 knots, which we would be going, we have 3 minutes and 28 seconds of travel until we hit the missed approach point. If we see the runway before then, we can proceed to land. If we do not see the runway at a speed of 90 knots after 3 minutes and 28 seconds after crossing the final approach fix, we must execute the missed approach procedure. Climb to 2,500 on heading 275, and on MZB Vortac R255 to CK'd intersection, MZB 12.3 DME, and hold. You can see where that is. Out we go, just like that, on Mission Bay, on the MZB 255, out to CK'd intersection. That's the R255, and we hold right there at 12.3 miles DME from the Mission Bay Vortac. Is that all as clear as mud? Sure is to me. Let's get rolling. Did we file our flight plan? Yes, we did. Did we look at the approach? Yes, we did. Let's take a look at the two other things. We're going to look at departure procedures, and for that, you're going to come back with me to my tablet. KAVX, show on map, procedure, departure. There is no listed instrument departure procedure. There's not a SID, a standard instrument departure. There is, however, takeoff minimums and obstacle departure procedures. The ODP tells us for runways 4 or 22, climb straight ahead, 2,300, and then proceed on course. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to fly the ODP. All right, what do we need to know here? Well, we're gonna play it this way. We're gonna get rid of this crap. There we go. And we're gonna write a few things. KSAN. We don't need clearance delivery. KAVX clearance delivery is 122.20. Let's go get KSAN's information. Show on map. 134.8. 134.8. Ground 123.9. Tower 118.3. And what are the navs that we are using along the way? We have SXC, which is 114.15. And we have OCN 115.3. And we have MZB 117.8. Whoa. God, that looks terrible. They're all like, just fly already. Jeez, Charles. 17.8. And then let's go to procedure, approach, LOC runway 27. The localizer is 11109. IUBR. IUBR. 110.9. Okay, wow, we got 4 VORs to use today. Yowza. Lots to plug in, lots to think about. That's okay, we're going to use every available resource, and to navigate, we're going to be smart, thoughtful, and get it done and get it done right. So last thing to check here, we did obstacle departure procedures, we did the approach, we've got the route, that's all set. Let's take a look at weather real quick. Our destination, wind from 30 at 8 knots, so that's good. The 27 is going to be the right runway. 7 statute miles with rain scattered at 10, overcast at 15. Will that work for our purposes for the localizer? Yes, it will. It will by about 400 feet, so that's actually, it's even better than that because that's just scattered clouds. So the overcast is 15, so that's actually 800 feet, 700 feet or so above our minimum, so that's good. And then KAVX at Avalon, 330 at 7 knots, 10 statute miles, few at 008. That looks decent, so the wind is coming from 330. So it's actually going to be, gosh, is that pretty much a crosswind? What is that? Just a second here. Devices. Oh, and you weren't seeing any of this. I'm sorry. My bad. So there's Avalon weather, 330 at 7 knots, 10 statute miles, few clouds. That's good. San Diego's a little bit rougher. Wind 300 at 8 knots. Rain 7 statute miles, scattered at 10, and the first layer is overcast at 15. So it's pretty low, but it should work for the localizer approach. So we're actually getting good IMC practice today. Last thing about KAVX is we got to pick a runway. If wind's coming from 330, then I kind of feel like, my God, what is that? Like a direct crosswind, isn't it? Pretty much is. I'll go ahead and take off runway 04, so at least we're pointing in the direction that we're trying to go. Okay, so we'll take off runway 04. Whew. You tired yet?
Pilotedge connected.
Let's roll. Flaps. Lights. Pitot heat. Pitot heat stays on today, man. We're going to be flying through clouds. Looking good. What's up, Sailor Jimmy's? Alright. Alright, make sure both fuel shutoff is in. That's good. We'll do static air. Click, click. That's fine. Enunciators are what we would expect. Master battery is draining. Yep, it sure is. How much fuel do we have? We got half. I'm going to go ahead and change that real quick. 85%. There you go. That looks a lot better. Alrighty. Sweet, cool. Let's listen for the fan. Fan is good. Alright, let's go ahead and start this bad boy up.
Clear.
Alright, mixture all the way to lean. Give it a little bit of throttle. Fuel pump. 1, 2, 3. Lean. Fuel pump off. Clear prop. Nice. Pretty good start. Go ahead and run that RPM up a little bit high. And oil pressure's green, temperature's coming off the peg. Flaps up. 1, 2, 3. Watch those flaps recede. Yes, they do. Once they're all the way up there, let me turn all those lights off. That's kind of dumb. Nav light on. We'll keep the pitot heat on. Avionics on. Yeah, buddy. All right. Well, let's do a couple of things here. Let's get the weather. 120675. Actually, the weather in KAVX doesn't come in on Pilotedge, so we'll just grab it from the actual weather. Altimeter 3010, and we want an elevation of 1602. Looks like 3011 is what the sim thinks is right. There you go. Okay, altimeter is set. We remember our procedures. Funny. We remember our procedures, right? So, scratch pad, KAVX, show on map, procedure, and that's 040. We don't have a departure. Come on, Charles. Departure takeoff minimum is 2300. Alright, so we'll set our altimeter bug to 2300, and we'll set the heading bug to 040, which is the runway heading, because we want to climb straight out. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and set our... turn that off. Set our transponder. Alt mode. Sweet. And what we want to do is we're going to file a tech route. So here's a little trick. We're going to file a tech route, and we know we're going to call clearance delivery. Now normally if I was on the ground and I was calling clearance delivery to get my IFR clearance, I would feel like I might be able to take a little bit of time, build the route, write it down, all that crap. But when we call for clearance delivery to non-towered airport, they're going to give us a void time, and it's like 5 minutes from now. So we have to be ready to go. We have to be like ready. And since this is a tech route, they will probably clear it exactly as it was written. So we're going to go ahead and take that risk, and we're going to just plug it in as if we got cleared, and then if they tell us something different, then we're going to have to modify some crap, but that's okay. But let's save ourselves the hassle, and we're going to go ahead and put click. Lordy. This is maybe my least favorite part of the simulator, is I don't have these little knobs, and I have to do this all with a mouse. I hate it. I just hate it. Okay, there's KAVX. We know we want runway 04. That's our choice. And in en route, I don't think... Let's see what happens if we try this. CSTP 56. I bet it won't work. But I just want to know. Oh, it doesn't know what that is. Sad. All right, let's try again. Then we'll do it this way. One could hope. Okay, to SXC, and then to on the V208 to OCN. That is a straight line. O C N. There's Oceanside, and then on the V23 to MZB. Petropavlovsk. Mission Bay. Okay. And then the destination airport is K. San Diego. And we were in one-way 27. Ooh-wee. Okay, that looks right to me. And then we have a proc that we'll put in. We'll select the approach, which is the LOC 27, and we'll expect vectors. And the minimums are Barrow, and we'll do KSAN, procedure, approach, LOC 27, vectors to final. Minimums are 680 Barrow. I should probably lean the engine out some. There we go. Okay. We are loaded. Flight plan, ready. Okay, let's get our comms ready. We know that we want let's see, we know we want on COM 2 on trumpet 222. That's going to be clearance delivery. We don't know what approach is going to be yet, or departure is going to be. CD 122.0 WIX 122.7 is the CTAF. There you go. Go ahead and put COM2 mic on. And then our nav radio is 114.15 is our first waypoint, our first nav aid. That's Santa Catalina. Then 115.3.
November 335, roger.
That will be, well, we don't have that. And then I'll put 117.8 down in nav 2.
November 842 Tango Uniform, Bakersfield departure, radar contact.
And then 110.9 is right there, is the IUBR. So we'll be starting with nav 1, moving to nav 2. Whoo-wee. Well, let's see. Comms, nav radios, flight plan. Now we just got to get our clearance. So let me go ahead and pop open a craft window for us. And I'll pull that throttle back a little bit, because good lord. And who's our clearance delivery today? SoCal approach. SoCal approach, good day, Skyhawk 6378, Mike, looking to pick up our IFR clearance to San Diego. This will be for the I-8 rating. I assume it's going to be an HFR situation. Let's take a look at this sky, man. It's kind of brewing up out here, isn't it? Get off the island of Catalina.
November 6370, Nick, SoCal approach. Cleared from the Avalon Airport to the San Diego Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 128.1. Correction, departure frequency 127.4. Squawk 5205. Hold for release.
Cleared from the Catalina Airport to the San Diego Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Departure frequency 127.4. Squawk 5205. Hold for release. 78 Mike.
November 78 Mike, read back correct. Advise ready. November 2334 Sierra, contact SoCal approach 126.7.
Okay, go ahead and squawk our code first. 5205. Code is correct. We'll set
November 335, contact John Wayne Tower.
4274. Frequency is set. 2300. And as filed. So the idea here is that we climb out 2,300 feet. Contact departure, and then on
November
course.
2334 Sierra, SoCal approach, thank you for Alpha, expect visual approach, runway 13 right.
I imagine it's something like that, direct SXC, and then there we go. So, right. Okay, so we've got our transponder squawking, we got our departure frequency loaded. I'm going to go ahead and switch over real quick to COM 1 on the CTAF here so that we can tell Catalina traffic what we're doing. And let's get ready to rock and roll here. So, alright, taxi lights on. Pitot heat is on. COM 1 squawking. And 04 is going to be that away, so we're going to go that away. Catalina traffic, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, on ground taxiing runway 04, Catalina. Sir, watch out for the props. Clonk. Whoa, cool. That was awesome. That was a business jet. Who doesn't like that?
Approaching runway 0422.
I am not getting off there yet, no. Hey, that's a hot little number right there. Kenmore Air, I'll take that. Wonder what that is. It looks like a fun plane to fly, I'll tell you that much. I would do Catalina and a Grumman Goose one of these days. That just feels appropriate. It feels like how Jimmy Buffett would do it. could do Catalina and a Honda jet. That'd be how Warren Buffett would do it. I need to stop being worried about how these Buffetts do things. All right. Let's go ahead and get our deflection test. Full left, yes. Full back, yes. Full right, yes. Full forward, yes. Waggle those rudders. Rudders are waggling. Controls are free and correct. Doors and windows are locked. Seats, seatbelts fastened. Both in mixture, full rich, 1800 RPM. Let's go. And left. Both. 100. Right. 110. Both. Fuel flow, oil pressure, oil temperature, EGT, vac, fuel quantity are all good. Idle at 600. Idle is fine. Back to 1,000. All right, we're holding for release. SoCal approach, Skyhawk 6378 mics, number 1 for takeoff at Catalina, holding for release.
November 34 Sierra cleared visual approach runway 13 right, contact Palm Springs Tower 119.7. November 6378 Mike released for departure, clearance void if not off in 5 minutes. If not off in 5 minutes, advise SoCal within 10 minutes, frequency change approved.
Six 378 Mike, release for departure, clearance void in 5 minutes. If not off in 10 minutes, contact SoCal approach, frequency change approved. 78 Mike. Okay, we got
Executive 804 Los Angeles.
We got 5 minutes to get off the ground. Are we ready? We are. Landing lights on. Strobe lights on. That's lights. Camera. We've got our transponder. Action. We got mixture full rich. Catalina traffic. Cessna 6378 Mike. Taking off runway 04. Straight out departure. Catalina.
Approaching runway 04. Entered runway 04. 3,000 feet remaining.
Okay, we're flying the ODP. And the ODP says straight out till 2300, then on course. Let's go. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed is live. Watching for 55. And we've got it. We're flying. Warm today. Warm today. Warm yesterday. Okay, we're keeping that runway heading. We're going to climb for 2300. IAS mode and heading mode. Engage autopilot. We'll set that IAS a little bit low to 74. And we'll go ahead and contact departure. And nav mode engaged. Okay, and we'll turn heading toward SXC. Heading mode. Well, that's kind of weird. SoCal departure, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, 2,300 feet.
70 Mike, SoCal departure, ident.
6378 Mike, ident.
November 78 Mike, radar contact 3 miles north Santa Catalina, VR.
Radar contact, 78 Mike. All right. So we're flying to SXC.
November 2 Tango uniform contact Joshua, approach 124.55.
Overflying the runway. There we go. Now on GPS nav to SXC. And then on route.
November 842 Tango uniform Joshua, approach Mojave,
We're
altimeter
clear to 5,000, so we're
3004.
going to climb 5,000 now.
Exec Jet 804 cross Hans, skids level 240.
More power. Okay, we're climbing for 5,000. We got 1 mile to go. I'm gonna go ahead and climb at 64. I'm gonna actually climb at VY now. I'm gonna climb faster because I gotta get to 4,000 before I cross SXC to actually get en route, so. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and turn. We're still climbing for 4,000. I'm going to go ahead and lean it out a little bit, get some more RPM out of it. Try to climb faster. Oh. Lost lift because I had my wings going. I had my turn going. There's 4,000. We're at the minimum en route altitude, so I'll go ahead and change IAS now to climb at 74. We'll drop the nose a little bit, reduce our climb rate a little bit, keep us from stalling out, and we're on the airway. Oh, I got a little dicey there for a second, but hopefully they don't fail me for that.
Exec 804, contact Los Angeles Center 135.5.
All right. Well, what else do we need to know at this point? We're going to climb to 5,000.
Exec 804, Los Angeles Center, descend via Ivans 1 arrival, V Van Nuys, altimeter 3005.
next 5,000. We're going to level out. We're going to get ourselves a little bit of speed. And we're going to go ahead and bring our RPMs back to that 2400 cruise. Back into the green zone. There we go. And now let's see how our EGT does. There we go. Just leaned out okay, I think. Let's see. Engine. Lean. 8.2 gallons. Yep, that's good. Alright, we're saying goodbye to lovely Santa Catalina. Beautiful. Alright, so at this point, do PFD options, bearing 1. Switch. We're not actually at we're not the cutover point where we can switch VORs, so we'll wait until we get there. We'll stay on the Santa Catalina VOR.
November 842 Tango Uniform radar service terminated, squawk 1200, frequency change approved.
Ground speed feels low today. No, it's 109. Actually, we're getting a bit of a tailwind. That's nice. It's just, it's kind of a big island. Alright. Well, what's the next thing we got to think about, huh? We got to think about the OCN VOR at 115.3. We know that when we're 31 away from the SXC VOR, we can do a cutover and we can turn OCN to our sort of primary VOR. We are not required to do that if we have GPS
November
routing.
78 Mike, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
Contact SoCal approach 128.1, 78 Mike. SoCal approach, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, 5,000 feet.
November 6370 Mike, SoCal approach John Wayne altimeter 3009er.
3009er, 78 Mike. Good. Give it just a little more gas. We can get up to that TAS at 115. We actually ended up climbing above the clouds. Out there though, there's something. It's waiting for us. What's the story at San Diego? Marginal, but that was 61 minutes ago. let's see now. Curious to know if we can pull in weather this far out.
VFR departures, contact, clearance, delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima.
Lima's current, but they'll change it here at the top
San
of the
Diego
hour.
International and Bird Field. 8 tips information Lima. 2051 Zulu. Wind 29er at 8. Visibility 7. Light rain. 1,000 scattered. Ceiling 1,500 overcast. Temperature 15. Dew point 11. Altimeter 3012. Arriving and departing runway 27.
27.
Localizer and Arnav runway 27 approach in use.
Okay, Localizer 27 is in use today. That's good. You heard it, light rain, so visibility is not going to be great. It's actually 7 statute miles, so it's down from its usual 10. Overcast at 1.5. We should expect to bust out of that 1.5 barometric about 700, 800 feet before we hit our minimums. But this is something to keep an eye on. Now, clock time, it's about 7 minutes, 8 minutes to the hour. They usually update, at least they do where my home field is, they update close to the top of the hour, somewhere around 5 minutes to the hour. So it's information Lima's current now, but let's dial in about 10 minutes from now and we'll pick up more current weather. We'll see how things have evolved. Well, let's see, what else do we need to know? Fuel flow and oil pressure and oil temperature good. EGT is just about where it should be. I think I can lean it just a skosh, a little bit more there, and see if we can pull a little bit more RPM and a little bit more fuel flow out of this, fuel flow conservation out of this. Fuel quantity is good. Amps are good. We're right on our airway that we expect to be on. We're going to cross-check that with our tablet. On the V208, we're on the Victor 208 airway at 5,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude. That's our assigned altitude. We're headed to the Oceanside VOR, at which point we'll turn onto the Victor 23 airway, proceed south-southeast.
Section 804, contact SoCal approach 134, correction, 134.2.
For the Mission Bay MZB. Okay.
Departure Skyline 4424 Romeo, climbing
Make
through
good time and good
1,100.
tasks. Let's chill.
Alright, that was 2 at once. Executive 804 SoCal approach. Information, Juliet, current at Van Nuys, expect visual approach, runway 16 right.
Oceanside, 33 miles.
There's another aircraft checking in, go ahead.
Skyline 44 Romeo, climbing through 1,800.
November 4424 Romeo, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 4,000.
Climb and maintain 4024 Romeo.
November 52 Echo Foxtrot, SoCal departure, radar contact. November 24 Romeo, turn right, heading 280, intercept the Santa Monica 125 radial, remote navigation.
Turn right heading 280, intercept the 125 radial, resume navigation. 24 Romeo.
Ground speed of 112. Oceanside, 30
Section
miles.
804, fly heading 100, descend and maintain 5,000.
So, when we get in, we're going to fly the LOC runway 27, localizer runway 27 approach. It does not have a vertical component to it, no glide slope help whatsoever. So we need to be flying specific altitudes. Now, we're going to get vector, which means that we're not going to be starting necessarily at the IAF, though we might. That can happen, it might not. What we should be aware of is that wherever we do start, we're going to get a crossing altitude. They're going to say cross blah, at or above, yada yada yada, cleared for the approach. So wherever we start, let's say we start at Vidya, and they'll clear us at 4,000. The very next, as soon as we cross Vidya at 4,000, the very next descent is down to 3,600, and we need to make that descent. That's 2 miles. We need to make 402 miles. If we're going at 90 knots, we'll make 2 miles. What is that? 45 seconds? No. Minute and a half, I suppose. Can we get down 400 in a minute and a half? Yeah, totally. No problem. Next is, what's that? 3.5 miles. We got to get down 900 feet. Again, we can do this. And there's 2 miles, 2.1 miles, and we got to get down 700 feet. Now that's a little bit more of a challenge. But just know that's going to be
1 o'clock.
That's going to be
15 miles.
a sharp descent. We're going to want to be flying this approach at 90 knots, so constant speed. But we need to hit these altitudes. We have to be appropriately aggressive and get down to the minimum altitude for every one of these legs. If we don't, we will fail this challenge. So very important that we understand that. Other than that, we're following the localizer IUBR, and it's going to give us localizer reference, left to right. Again, no glide slope, but we'll at least be able to know we're actually flying the correct approach course, which is 275 on the localizer. Okay, enough of that. We are 27.5 miles from the SXC. The cutover point for changing the Oceanside VOR is 31 miles. So we're nearly there. And when we do, I'll just cut it over on the bearing here. I'm not actually going to navigate via that. I'm going to use my GPS navigation. It's been doing just fine.
04, cleared visual approach on runway 16 right, contact Van Nuys Tower
it'll change this
119.3.
bearing. You see right there? It'll change that bearing. I'll just click that little guy. Now, when we fly the approach, we do have to use the localizer at the final approach fix. So, we don't get to just use GPS all day long. But we can use it for now. It's starting to be a pretty day outside in the real world. It's been raining all day, but the sun's coming out. I like that. How's everybody doing today? It's nice to have you on board. There's actually, it looks like 4 viewers, so we got full plane back there. We're just flying ourselves from Catalina over to San Diego. Now we're starting to see some of this layer that's coming in, so we're actually going to get real IMC here. Probably on the way down it's going to start to get a little bit rainy as we come down, so we're going to want to just trust our instruments, do the IMC thing, do the IFR thing. So SXC is coming up right now, 30.6 nautical miles. Once we're at 31, we'll do the cutover. You can see right here, 30.9 from SXC. There's 31, so I'll go ahead and click, cut over to Oceanside. 20 miles to Oceanside VOR, and the bearing lines up very nicely with the direction that we're going on the route. So we are headed to Oceanside now, 19.7 nautical miles. Current ETA to that Oceanside VOR, and the turn is 10 minutes 30 seconds. So chill out with me and hang out listen to some tunes. We'll get you all to San Diego just as soon as this little piston engine can get us there.
November 5 to Echo Foxtrot, contact Los Angeles Center 124.62.
I feel like they're going to turn me over to another frequency here in like 2 shakes.
November 5 to Echo Foxtrot, Los Angeles Center, climb and maintain level 390.
I'm going to go ahead and grab that weather at KSAN here in a minute if it's refreshed. I suspect that it probably has. It did actually, yeah, it refreshed about 12 minutes ago, so it's usually like 5 minutes before the hour. I assume that means that it'll be information Mike, possibly. I'm just going to wait until I hear something from approach. They're probably going to switch me over to another frequency, and I would just rather kind of not have to be waiting for that. It's beautiful. I like the music. This is the gentlest IMC I've ever flown in. There, that's more like IMC. You can kind of pretend you're stuck in the clouds here. Watch. Ah, I can't see. Ah, there. We're going to be descending into that though, so that's real, right? If I was on a VFR flight, I wouldn't be able to pick a hole to descend through, right? This is all just a big flat layer of overcast, so this is what it's for, man. I mean, imagine you're burning out your fuel, right? You're stuck up here, can't find a patch of empty sky to descend through. You're just kind of stuck doing this. This is why I need IFR and instrument rating, because I need to be able to get home. These are great skills, and every pilot should have.
November 934 Yankee SoCal departure, radar contact.
Let me see if I can sneak in the weather forecast.
Visibility 9er, light rain. 1,000 scattered, ceiling 1,500 overcast. Temperature 15, dew point 11, altimeter 3011. Arriving and departing runway 27. Localizer and RNAV runway 27 approach in use. VFR departures contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold toward instruction. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Mike.
Mike.
San Diego International and Bird Field, 8 is information Mike, 2151 Zulu, wind 300 at 6, visibility 9er, light rain, 1,000 scattered, ceiling 1.
There it is. Oceanside VOR now in 7 minutes. We're going to go make that right turn at Oceanside to pick up the Victor 23 airway. Let's go ahead and map that for you real quick. So this is us. We're going to go here across the 208, right turn Oceanside on the Victor 23 airway. Our next destination is Mission Bay, and that's actually going to be pretty close to where we're going to need to call in and request vectors for the localizer runway 27 into San Diego. But we don't have to do that just yet. No, we don't.
Number 24 Romeo, contact SoCal approach 134.9er.
So where you all been flying lately? In the real world, I've just been flying around here.
Number 6378 Mike, contact SoCal approach 119.6.
Contact SoCal approach 119.6, 78 Mike.
November 24 Romeo, contact SoCal approach 134.9er.
Told you.
SoCal 134.9.
SoCal approach Skyhawk 6378 Mike, 5,000 feet.
November 6378 Mike, SoCal approach Palomar altimeter 3008.
3008, 78 Mike. Tune that down just a touch.
November November 4424 Romeo, SoCal, approach the Los Angeles altimeter 3008.
Flying that tech route. It is kind of a long way, isn't it? I mean, I'm just enjoying myself, but when you got long legs like this, you prep, you get ready, you talk through your next 3 steps, and then you watch your plane. Fuel flow, oil pressure, oil temperature good, EGT is appropriately leaned out, back's good, fuel quantity is good where it should be, amps are positive, plane is happy. We got baro set, altimeter set, we've got the right VOR dialed in, we're on the Victor 208 airway for Oceanside VOR, and at that point we're going to take that right turn and we're going to head toward Mission Bay. They just ain't a problem. Aha, now. What do we see here? Clouds. Lots of clouds. We're hitting that layer, we're hitting that overcast. It hasn't broken up yet. We've had now 2 different observations from San Diego, both saying the same deck is holding it, 5 feet, and there's light rain, so it's a precipitation event. What we can do now, if you like, we can take a look at radar picture of precipitation in the area and see what that tells us. Let's do that. Hide the plate for just a second.
November 4424 Romeo, I have your request.
Well, I'm not really seeing much in the way of precip, like nothing that shows up on radar anyway. How about color satellite? Cool. Any turbulence? Not until you get a little further east. 10% EDR out here, there's nothing. Alright, well, I checked. It's definitely not a big precipitation event. It's not anything that's, you know, convective or anything like that, which is great. So we can't see. Big deal. We got instruments. At least it's not a thunderstorm. Oceanside, 5 miles, 2.5 minutes. We got weather dialed in. We got tower dialed in as the standby on COM 1. 196 is our current approach frequency. ET destination at 29 minutes. Feeling pretty happy with all that. Plane's just working the way I want it. Okay, up ahead, IMC in front of me and below me, and it's happening. So, Oceanside now in 3 miles. Don't be scared. This is what you got your instrument rating for. This sounds like Boards of Canada. I like it. Oceanside, 2 miles, 1 minute. Next move will be a right turn, 145 degrees. 145 degrees.
Number 24 Romeo, fly heading 300, contact SoCal, approach 134.2.
Music is messing with me. It almost sounded like the stall horn was starting to come on. That's mean. Don't do that to a pilot. Right. And right turn.
November 4424 Romeo, SoCal approach, Burbank altimeter 3005, information bike current. November 934 Yankee, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
128.1, 934 Yankee.
There's like 42 miles between the two. Let's take a look at that. I want to show you what I see here. So it's 13 plus 29, and I'll just verify that's correct here. Oh no, it's a total of 29 miles. What am I thinking? Sorry. It's 29 miles total, so at 15 miles from the Oceanside VOR, we can go ahead and do a cutover to the other VOR because there's no cutover point shown on here, so you just assume it's the halfway point between the two. So once we see Oceanside get to 1.5, we'll
the John
click it
Wayne
over.
altimeter 3007.
Are we in IMC yet? Nope, we dodged those clouds too. What do we have down there? Look at this. There's a city down there. That's Oceanside, California. Let's see what we see on the VFR sectional. Bob Maxwell Memorial Airfield, the Buena Vista Lagoon. Let's see, McClellan Palomar. Rancho Santa Fe. Nice. Sounds like Rancho Relaxo to me. And I fly this whole thing and then, you know, get bounced because I forgot to file the support ticket or something. I'm not going to be excited about that, but we'll see how it goes. I haven't been corrected yet or anything, so that gives you waiting for me to futz up. But I think I know what I'm going to do. Make my approach request. I want vectors for the localizer runway 27 approach to San Diego. We're going to listen real carefully to those instructions. We're going to fly that approach, and we are going to hit the minimum altitudes at every one of those checkpoints. I sound confident, don't I? Look for that 15 nautical miles from OCN for a VOR cutover point now. Mission Bay 23.6 nautical miles away, 13 minutes to Mission Bay. And we will, at that point, get ready to fly that approach. Well, I don't know about you, but I got some ribs cooking today. Right now they're boiling up. We did the smoking, and then we're going to boil them up in the apple juice with some honey, and then we'll baste them with barbecue sauce here in about an hour, and cook up some French fries, green beans. Oh, it's just going to be great. Rib day. Just got to get home first. Doing a perfect task of 115. No trouble, no problemo. Ground speed. Let's see how that's looking. Probably a little bit light. Yeah, 106.
November 24 Romeo, turn right, heading 050, intercept the localizer.
8 knot headwind, yeah. There, that's a nice little shot.
November 2 Echo Foxtrot, contact Denver Center 127.02. November 24 Romeo, 2 miles from Silex, maintain 4,000 until established, cleared ILS Yankee, runway 8 approach.
Tasman, 14 knots, now 9 miles from Oceanside VOR, 6 miles until the cutover. Let's see how our plane's doing. Fuel flow is good, RPM's 2450, pressure, temperature, EGT is pretty much right on the money. Vac and fuel quantity are both good. Amps are positive, plane is happy. I'm hearing a slight change in the tone of the propeller. Wonder what that's about. Just keep an eye on that, I suppose. Right.
November 3-4 Yankee, descend and maintain, descend and maintain 6,000.
This is a nice, relaxing flight. I enjoy it. I really want to fly to Catalina one of these days. I really like landing there. I think whatever that interesting restaurant, hotel, mystery shack is looks really cool, and I want to visit that too. There's just a lot. There's a lot in our world to see and experience. Now 11.7 miles from Oceanside, continuing to the Mission Bay VOR. 17 miles to go. ETA to Mission Bay VOR is just a little under 10 minutes. We're about 21 minutes from landing right now. Thanks for sticking with me. It's a long drive, I know, but who could beat being up here?
Destination ATIS is 134.8.
Turn left, heading 110, vectors for the localizer, runway 27 approach, information Mike current.
SoCal approach was the last message for 7-8 Mike.
Class Bravo in
November
4.3.
Affirmative, turn left, heading 100, vectors localizer, runway 27 approach, information Mike current.
Left turn heading 100, vectors for the localizer 27 approach into San Diego, information Mike current, and we have the weather. 7-8 Mike. Let's go. Proc, activate vector to final.
Accommodate 48, 2007, climbing price 6 lead.
Camera Jet 848, SoCal departure, radar contact.
Well, we haven't been told that we can descend, so we won't. And we haven't been cleared for the approach, so we won't. But we are being vectored.
November 24 Romeo, contact Burbank Tower.
Never mind, no MZB no more. Flying vectors now. Flying 100.
November 9er 5469er, SoCal departure, radar contact.
11090 is now on nav 1 and 2. That's the IUBR. You should know, and I didn't know until I talked to my instructor, that when you activate approaches, it changes your nav radios automatically. So in case you were using them for something, look out. We've got current information, Mike, so I'm going to go ahead and switch tower frequency on COM 1, because that'll be the next thing that we need, and then I'll go ahead and pre-plug ground. down. Might as well, right? 123.9. There you go. Now ground is pre-plugged. Okay, so this is important. Take a look at this now. On the tablet, you can see we're being vectored. We're vectored off the airway. So we're vectoring 100 and being told to expect that we will continue to get vectors for the final onto the localizer 27 approach for runway 27 San Diego. So I'll stay on this map mode for a little bit, but then we'll change the plates when we get a little bit closer.
November 34 Yankee, contact SoCal approach 124.9er.
At some point, we're going to descend and we're going to get into this soup, but not yet.
November Diner 34 Yankee, SoCal approach, thank you for Oscar, expect visual approach, runway 25 left.
Rebo, the final
November
approach
34
fix.
Yankee, depart, Seal Beach VOR,
18
heading
miles.
340, descend and maintain 5,000.
So if we're going to be vectored, I'm going to just skip that track. Like this one. This one's nice. So here's the interesting part, right? We don't know. They're going to vector us somewhere on the line toward final, right? So Rebo, maybe they might vector us like right next to Rebo or whatever, you know, it'd be like that, something like that. And so the question then is, you know, what do we do with that? So Rebo is the final approach fix. We're probably going to be plunked in somewhere before Rebo. We don't know where, but they'll tell us to cross a given point at or above a certain amount, and then we're going to be expecting, they'll clear us for the approach, we'll be expecting to fly the remainder of the points on our own. At that point, we're going to want to hit this descent profile that's already established for us, otherwise we're going to fail. They're just going to fail us if we like stay really high. So we don't know what that's going to be. We're going to be getting those vectors and told soon what that will be, but at the moment it is a surprise. And we're getting into the rain now. We're getting into these clouds. Chopping them up. Make sure our pitot heat's on. Oh yes sir, it is. Waiting for more instructs.
November 469er traffic, 2 o'clock, 3 miles opposite direction, same altitude, type unknown. November 34 Yankee, descend and maintain 3,000.
Starting to get a little gossamer up here. Now,
November 34 Yankee, turn left heading
Here's
280,
one thing
intercept the
we could do.
localizer, descend and maintain 2,000, report the field in sight.
see here, we've got this FAFT map 5.2 nautical miles we could prep a timer. We know we're going to fly at 90 knots, so we can prep a timer.
November 905-469, your radar service terminated. Squawk 1200, frequency change approved.
There's our 3-minute and 28-second timer.
Yeah, I mentioned at 8:48, contact SoCal approach 134, correction 128.1.
128.1, come to you.
Set the mins to Barrow 680.
Yeah, I mentioned at 8:48, SoCal approach John Wayne altimeter 3007.
And we'll get ready to start that timer. That's our 3-minute and 28-second FAF to MAP timer.
November 934 Yankee, the field just went IFR. Turn left heading 180, climb and maintain 4,000 vectors. ILS runway 25 left approach.
Ooh, wow, that was interesting. That's very interesting. The field just went IFR. That's not our field. That may affect us, it may not, but there's definitely some weather coming in. Let's see how things shake out. Rebo, which is the final approach fix, is off our right-hand side about 14.5 miles. It's out there somewhere. If we're to turn right,
November 34 Yankee, turn left heading 070.
we'd be heading back this way for runway 27. So they're probably going to vector us about 90 degrees this way and then another 90 degrees to get us onto Rebo. We'll see if, along with that, they give us a descent instruction. We can't descend unless, I guess, we ask and they say yes, or they tell us. At this point, we're off any route, so it's unlikely that they would give us any clearance to descend until they have decided it's safe. So I'm not going to ask for it. If they bounce me for that because I wasn't aggressive enough asking for a lower off-route altitude, then
November 934 Yankee, expect ILS runway 25 left approach.
this was a long one. I didn't expect it to take this long.
November 78 Mike, turn right heading 150.
Turn right, heading 150, 78 Mike. Right. On our way. Rebo now 13.5 miles.
November 34 Yankee, turn left heading 340. November 78 Mike, contact SoCal approach 124.35.
Contact SoCal approach 124.35, 78 Mike.
November 34 Yankee, 5 miles from Honda, turn left heading 280, maintain 3,600 until established. Cleared ILS runway 25 left approach. November 34 Yankee, turn left heading 280, maintain 3,600 until established, cleared ILS runway 25 left approach.
SoCal approach, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, 5,000 feet.
November 34 Yankee heading 280 to intercept. November 6378 Mike, SoCal approach the Lindbergh altimeter 3011. Did you hear the readback on the guy going to LA?
3011 for altimeter. I did not hear a readback on that guy, 78 Mike.
Gamma Jet 848 descend and maintain 7,000.
I'm not really hearing much of anything. Keeping that good task, 115.
November 6417 Golf Santa Barbara departure, radar contact, maintain appropriate VFR altitude, resume mode navigation.
They just vectoring us around. All right, we got the tower ready on COM 1. We got minimums dialed in. We got our FAF.
Gamma Jet 848, turn right heading 350, descend and maintain 5,000.
Our localizers dialed in the IUBR. We have got vector to final activated.
November 34 Yankee, contact Los Angeles Tower, good day.
Now it's thinking top of descent is in Fort Chiji, and so Chiji intersection.
Gamma Jet 848, traffic 12 o'clock, 2 miles, climbing through 6,500, altitude indicated, type unknown.
We got guys below us now. Look at this. You see, there's actually traffic below us here, 1,700 feet. So we're not going to be able to descend yet. They're keeping us up here on purpose.
Gamma Jet 848, thanks. Descend and maintain 3,000. Expect visual approach runway 20 right.
Torpedo heat better be working when we get on down there.
November 78 Mike, descend and maintain 3,800.
Descend and maintain 3,800, 78 Mike. All right. Come on down.
Aircraft calling standby.
Come on down, 500 feet per minute. Tablet up. Now we might or might not be flying for the IAF at Lindy. I don't think we are. I think if we're coming down 3,800, they're probably going to vector us over this way here in a minute. So we're going to listen for that. Alright, let's go cloud punching. Okay, TAS is up a little hot. We're going to just
Gamma Jet 848, John Wayne Airport, 3 o'clock, 6 miles, report safe. Gamma Jet 848, cleared visual approach, runway 20 right.
trust your instruments. Heading 150, keeping that TAS the best we can. Coming down now through out of 4,400 now for 3,800, continuing descent.
Gamma Jet 848, contact John Wayne Tower 126.8. The aircraft calling Santa Barbara for a transition. Call sign only, please. November 64 Juliet Delta Squawk 5356.
Alright. Out of 4,000 now, descending to 3,800 feet. Continuing descent. On our way down, waiting vectors, expecting vectors to final. 10 miles from Revo. Okay, there's 3,800. And I'm going to go ahead and let the speed bleed off a little bit because we want to get ourselves to 90 knots for the approach.
November 78 Mike, turn right heading 240, intercept the localizer.
Turn right heading 240, intercept the localizer, 78 Mike. Okay, 240.
November 64 Juliet Delta, radar contact 2 miles south San Marcos VOR.
I'm going to hit that CDI so that we can see the localizer. And we're going to give it a little bit more gas so that we stay at 90 knots. And we're waiting to hit that localizer. We have not been cleared for the approach. We have been cleared to intercept the localizer. We have been told to intercept the localizer. We have been
November 78 Mike, 4 miles from O'Kane, maintain 3,800 until established, clear to localizer, runway 27 approach.
Maintain 3,800 until established, cleared the localizer, runway 27 approach into San Diego, 6378 Mike. Okay, 3,800 until we're established. Once we are, we're cleared the approach, which means we need to fly the rest of it. So we are coming toward Vidya. Once we hit that and cross Vidya, we can actually start to come down. There will be no glide slope. It's a localizer approach, so there won't be. IUBR, you can see it's greened up here. That's the right code. CDI is starting to swing in. Here's nav. PFD options, I want DME on. There's nav1 DME 14 miles. Vidya's 14.2 miles.
Caution, TFR ahead.
And we hit it. We are now established, and we're past Vidya, which means we can now fly the rest of the approach. O'Kane intersection 3,600. Let's come on now. Dropping it down. As I say, we are cleared for the approach now, so we can continue to fly this thing ourselves. We are headed into more soup, and that is just okay with me. Let's go ahead and get you a tablet view, and you can see the plates. As you can see, we're on our way to O'Kane. That's at 12.2 nautical miles on the DME, which is right here. Once we've crossed O'Kane at 12.2 from I-8,
November 17 Golf, contact Point Magoo, approach 124.7.
Continue to come down. Point Magoo. And once we've crossed O'Kane, we can come down to 2,700. I'll go ahead and pre-prep that because we're not descending right now. 2,700, and as we discussed, okay, 12.2 nautical miles. As you can see, that's O'Kane. We've just crossed
November
O'Kane.
78 Mike, contact Lindbergh Tower.
Contact Lindbergh Tower, 6378 Mike. And VS minus 500 down to 2,700. I'd say it is. I'd say it's time to stop the music. Hey Steve, good to see you. This is the Localizer 27 approach into San Diego. Lindbergh Tower, Skyhawk 6378 Mike on the Localizer approach runway 27, 3,400 feet.
November 6378 Mike, Lindbergh Tower, runway 27, clear to land.
Runway 27, clear to land, 78 Mike. Okay, our next point is going to be the Chiji intersection, IUBR 8.7 nautical miles away. So we're watching for that DAME of 8.7 nautical miles. We want to be at 2,700 before we hit that. We got 2 miles to go and another 700 feet to drop. I think we'll get there just fine. Okay, baro minimums have showed up. We're good on that. Make sure our baro, we set it to 3.0.11.
St. Louis Tower,
Both these.
Alpha 12 Hotel Bravo, midfield,
Feeling pretty good.
runway 29. November 112 Hotel Bravo, runway 29er, cleared for the option. Clear for the option, 112 Hotel Bravo.
Okay, we're out of 3,000, coming down to 2,700, trying to keep that 90 knots. And Chiji is 8.7 away. We're going to be there in 0.3 nautical miles.
November 102 Golf Hotel, runway 24, cleared for the option.
2 for the option, 102 Golf Hotel.
And the next one is going to be 2,000 at Rebo, 8.7. Down to 2,000 we go. Visual, vertical speed, minus 500. Let's come on down. And we're heading for the final approach fix. We're going to go ahead and do flaps 1 and make sure that we're all set here. Tanks both, fuel shutoff is in, mixture. Oop, mixture needs to be full reg. What are you doing, Charles? Let's see, all lights are as required, keys are in both, master is on, standby battery is on, engine looks good, fuel quantity is plenty, seat belts fastened, ready for landing. Rebo is next. Rebo is 6.5 miles. When we hit 6.5 miles, we continue our descent down to minimums, which is 680. 680. We'll go ahead and plug 700 in there. Again, Rebo is supposed to be at 6.5, so we're going to continue to come down. We're probably a little bit high. I'm going to go ahead and increase vertical speed by 200. We're going to go ahead and dip that nose a little bit. Let's lower the throttle so that we stay on 90 knots. The speed is very important. Once we hit Rebo, which is at 6.5, that's half a mile from now, we're going to start our timer. That's our 3.28 minute timer. 6.7. There's 2,000. All right, we're going to set the altitude to 700. 6.5. That's it. Visual speed. Start timer now. That's our 3-minute timer. Okay, we'll speed up a little bit and come on down at 700. And I'm going to go ahead and drop our speed a little bit. We do not go full flaps until we have the runway in sight. We don't have the runway in sight yet. I can see a city. I can see that. That's nice. Let's keep coming down. We're going down. We can go down to 680. Those are our barometric minimums.
Caution, inside TFR.
Yep, okay, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Don't really care. Okay, coming down at 700 feet a minute. 680 is our barometric minimums. Our missed approach point is 1.3 from IUBR. We have about 3 miles left until we run into that. Our timer is ticking down, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Once we hit 2 minutes and 30 seconds, if we don't have the runway in sight, we are out of here. Missed approach procedures are climbing straight out to 500 on heading 275. I'll go ahead and center my heading bug, just in case I need it.
3 mile final runway 27.
What do you think? Do you see a runway? I do. Runway in sight. Okay, we'll go ahead and bring that speed back to 85 so we can deploy flaps all the way down. Okay, flaps 30. Give it just a little bit of gas here. We're letting that speed bleed to
500.
65. Okay, 500. Autopilot off, taking it manual. And we fly the rest of this approach our darn selves. Need more power. I got red lights. We don't want to do that. At or above, at or above.
San Luis Tower, Cessna 112 Hotel Bravo, midfield, runway 29er. November 2, Hotel Bravo, runway 29er, clear for the option. Clear for the option, 112 Hotel Bravo.
Pull that nose up. I'm still a little bit low. I got one white light, 3 reds. We're just a little low here, so let's recover that glide slope. That 3-degree glide slope there. Poke that nose up. Ah, San Diego, good to see ya. There's 2 whites over 2 reds. There's 3 whites. We'll go ahead and bring that throttle back a little bit, increase the sync rate, get back on that glide slope. San Diego, we got a lot of room. No reason to hit the approach too low. No reason to put our wheels down too early.
Good afternoon, Oxnard Tower, Seeking November 642 Delta. I am 9.6 miles to your northwest and requesting a full stop landing.
November 642 Delta, Oxnard Tower, enter right downwind, runway 25, report midfield.
Enter right downwind and report midfield for runway 25. I also have information, Lima.
Thank you. November 2 Golf Hotel, runway 24, clear for the option. November 102 Golf Hotel, runway 24, clear for the option.
Runway 24, clear for the option, 02 Golf Hotel.
Right. Flaps up. We'll pull right off here. Lindbergh Tower, Skyhawk 6378, Mike's off at Bravo 5.
November 6378, Mike, where do you park?
Uh, 6378, Mike, we'll be parking at Commuter Terminal and Airport Admin.
November 6378, Mike, taxi to parking via Bravo, monitor ground.
Taxi parking via Bravo, monitor ground, 6378, Mike. Well, I don't know how I did, but I'm hoping I did okay. Let's go ahead and park it, and then we'll find out.
November 9546 Center, what's your altitude? November 9546 Center.
9546 Niner at 3,500, about 12 miles southwest of the airport.
Roger, just wanted the altitude. Okay, I've got SoCal yelling at me that you're inside the Ontario class Charlie. Are you inside the Ontario Charlie airspace?
I will have to double check that, thank you.
Yeah, you should really be aware of that. If you're on about a 10-mile final at 3,500, you're definitely in the Charlie. You need to descend and exit the Bravo, or descend and exit the Charlie immediately, and you're clear to land on runway 6.
Cleared Loran, runway 6. I guess my flight following was canceled. Cessna 95469er.
Well, I mean, considering you were never given a frequency change by SoCal to this tip frequency, then yeah, you weren't under flight following. You were also squawking VFR.
Understood. I was off flight following. I had to keep out of the Charlie. Thanks.
Some drama there.
Oxnard Tower, 64 Juliet Delta, coming up on midfield, left downwind.
November 6 for Juliet Delta, I wanted you on the right downwind, runway 25, clear to land.
Let's see, did I...
Runway 25, clear to land. Sorry about that. 64 Juliet Delta.
November 112 Hotel Bravo, runway 29er, clear to land. Clear to land, runway 29er, on 12 Hotel Bravo.
Well,
Or 2 Hotel Bravo, sorry, you're still on the pattern. Runway 29er, clear for the option. Clear for the option, 112 Hotel Bravo.
I'm going to go ahead and call clearance departure and make sure that they close my flight plan. I don't know if I made my rating or not. I'm just going to give it one more minute here. The suspense is killing me. SoCal approach, Skyhawk 6378 Mike wanted to confirm my flight plan to San Diego was closed and to verify weather passed for the I-8.
November 6378 Mike, you should have received a result, and well, you landed at Towered Field, so there's no need to call in 122.2. For your result, you should be calling the appropriate local or ground control frequency, whatever frequency you were last assigned.
Understood. We'll call tower. Thank you, 78 Mike. Lindbergh ground, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, confirm pass or non-pass for I-8.
November 78 Mike, you're still on the flight service frequency.
Roger, 78 Mike. Lindbergh ground, Skyhawk 6378 Mike, wanted to confirm pass or non-pass for I-8.
78 Mike, it's a pass.
Confirm pass for I-8. Thank you, 78 Mike. Good night. Ooh. Kind of weird. All right, let's shut this thing down. Sounds like they might be having a busy day. Friends, that was a long one, but I'm glad to have done it, and I'm glad that it was a pass. Very exciting. What we have in store for us next, we're just going to have to go take a look and see. Very exciting, though. Let's see what we have for... Well, there it is. There's the I-8. All right, yay. And what comes next? The I-9 is actually retired, so we have to do the I-10 back course. I'm sorry, let's read that over again. Back course, missed, and a diversion. Oh my is right. SIDS, back course approaches, missed approach segment, including holding procedures, and a diversion, and full non-precision approaches of circling. Oh dear, I think this one is going to be serious. Well, that's going to be for next time. Personally, I've just been enjoying the heck out of these. I think it's a lot of fun, so very excited to see you on the next one. We'll be doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Until then, we will see you very soon. Have yourself a great day, and have a safe flight wherever you're flying.